All right. For all of you that don't know, you walked into a family of breath workers around the planet here today on World Breathing Day called the IBF, the International Breathwork Foundation. It is a joy and an honor to share what I know about this beautiful family of breath, and to share with you that they do something that not a lot of groups do in this way. It's very special. Please take it in. And that is that I'm going to share the screen for a moment too. And that is that every year, the Global Inspiration Conference is happening at a different place on the planet. And at that event every year, the next gathering is voted on and is agreed upon and is therefore organized for. Have you ever been to a conference where the schedule isn't set in a way? Check this out. You get there in the morning session, everyone breathes together, you get attuned to some announcements, and then the microphone comes up and they say, who wants to teach today? This was one of the most impressive things I've ever experienced at a conference, in that it truly honors flow, which we're learning to do better these days, that it doesn't all have to be scheduled, but when we open up for flow, magnificence can happen. And so what happens is people come up on the stage, pass the mic around, 1 minute each, you get to share what you're going to teach that day. Now, different masters of the breath are at hand. And so sometimes people will come up and say, hey, are you going to teach about this? I know you teach about this. You're going to do that later in the week. And so you get this movement of energy between breath masters and breath lovers that you get to bask into. They then raise the hands of how many people want to be in your session, just a range of, so that they can plan what rooms they go in. And then after breakfast, pow, the schedule is there. The keynotes, of course, are scheduled, but nothing else in that way is. And I just want to say, if you can't tell how impressed I was by that, it's a living schedule. It's a beautiful thing. And so what you're looking at right here is us having breathed together and connected the force. It happens in multiple sessions, of course, but it was just really sweet to share this one image. The IBF is uniting and inspiring people through conscious breathing. The IBF is a nonprofit international network open to everyone. And when I say international network, I mean it. If you aren't feeling it yet, the people you're on with today, fully global right now. We have people in Europe, we have people all over that are logging in. And it is such a graceful, beautiful thing to be looking at something like the breath that has been so dishonored, and to get to usher it in with a global force, with a global family. You don't feel alone in that way as we get to share this most beautiful, powerful elixir. The purpose of the IBF is to promote a heart-centered approach to breath work, its theory and practice for the expansion of consciousness and for personal and global transformation. I'm going to have to switch before I share. I'm going to share just the website for the JIC this year, and I'm going to put the link in the chat. Thank you for your patience as I click around to make that happen. And so this year, my dear friends, it is an honor to know that the Global Inspiration Conference and the IBF will be breathing peace into the heart of Africa. That is the theme. Each year we take on a theme and, of course, a location, and we go bless the breath in that area. Sometimes we do things locally. Most of the time, people will travel around afterwards together for fun and make new friends and friendships. I'd like to ask a few people from the IBF to speak. I see JoAnn's hand up. And so go ahead and unmute. Let me unmute you there, my dear, or unmute yourself. Go ahead and share, please.
Yeah, I've gone to 20 years of Global Inspiration Conferences. And it's so amazing. It's 7 days and 7 nights of conscious breathing from 6 a.m. in the morning till 1 a.m. at night, whether that's meditation, dancing, workshops, keynote speakers, and we're a family too. So what happens is things arise, we deal with it, we stay in the present moment with it. And each country where we go, we learn about that country, we bring breathwork into that country, and very often the spiritual teachings and leaders of some of the spiritual leadership in that country come. So I have danced with let's see, descendants of Rumi. I have been with Ecuadorian shamans in the jungle here in Canada. I hosted it here in Canada, and we had native elders that are still in contact with people many years later. Yeah, actually, if any of you know Michael Brown, who wrote The Presence Process, he said this was the most inspiring group encounter he had ever had in his life. It's really the word inspiration, it really lives up to it. And Vincent, who is our host this year, is a beautiful, beautiful hearted man. And so this theme of World Breathing Day came out of the theme of the Global Inspiration Conference, which is breathing peace. Thank you.
Sweet. And anyone else that's been at a GIC, please share. Oh, by the way, it is GIC, but they do this European pronunciation oddity that we just all accept. GIC. It's not the GIC. It's the JIC. And so you've just been inducted into the handshake, basically. Ayo, please share. Mr. Ayo, the Breath Sekou, who will be speaking later. Welcome.
Blessings and peace. I was looking for how to lift my hand up on the little hand thing. Blessings to you, JoAnn and Rabie and all of the other Jikas who are here. Marjorie, I see you. And yes, love, I see you. And anyone else, Sidag, I see you too. Wow, yes. Anyone else here who's been on this conference has to just be enthusiastic about it. It is, if you're into breathing, and you want to learn more about a lot of different types of ways to breathe, and if you enjoy being in the energy of people just enjoying something so passionate that they're willing to travel all around the world to be a part of it, if you are excited about the idea of just kind of hanging out for 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, and that's pretty much what you're doing most of the day, just breathing and moving and laughing and enjoying beautiful people. There are friends that you'll meet that will be your friends for forever, and you'll just be so supported. And that's what I really love about the G. There's just so much support there because everybody's just loving the breath. And that's our common passion. So yes, please consider coming to Africa and breathe peace in the heart of Africa. And I'm affirming I'm going to be there. I don't know how, but I've already claimed it. So I'll see you all there. I'm just waiting.
Oh, wow.
I'm waiting for the miracle to happen to get me there, but I'll be there. That's right.
All right. Your miracle's on the way, Ayo.
I know it is.
Breathe it in, my dear.
I know it
elixirs.
is. Yes. This will be my 7th G.
Wow.
Yeah.
I celebrate. See, so there's such a richness. A lot of people continue to come back. I just saw that JoAnn posted. I didn't know this. Conference, they've decided 2 years ahead now. The conference in Holland 2024 and in Australia in 2025. Wow. So mark the calendars. Super fun, super exciting. Thank you for letting us share that with you.